Let's talk about a scenario that happens every single day, in every city across the country. Imagine two people, Mark and Sarah. They both work in the same industry, maybe even at the same company. They both bring home exactly $80,000 a year after taxes. On paper, their lives should look identical. They have the same economic power. But 10 years down the road, Sarah has a net worth of $500,000 and a life full of options, while Mark is one car repair away from a total financial meltdown. Why does this happen? Most people will tell you it's luck. They'll say, Sarah probably doesn't have kids, or she inherited money, or she just lives like a monk. But the truth is much more uncomfortable than that. The difference between being rich and being broke on the same income isn't about how much you spend on coffee. It's about a series of invisible decisions and a psychological blueprint that most of us aren't even aware we're following. Today, we're going to peel back the curtain on why income is a vanity metric and why wealth is a silent one. We're going to look at the three major traps that keep high earners broke and the three habits that make average earners wealthy. The first reason Mark is broke while Sarah is rich is what I call the income expectation trap. When Mark gets a $5,000 raise, the first thing he thinks is, what can I buy with an extra $400 a month? He sees his income as a tool for consumption. To him, more money equals a better car, a nicer apartment, or a more expensive gym membership. This is lifestyle creep, and it's the #1 killer of the middle class. Mark is running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster, and he's exhausted. Sarah, on the other hand, sees that same $5,000 raise as capital. She doesn't ask what she can buy. She asks what that money can earn for her. She knows that if she puts that raise into an index fund or uses it to pay down high-interest debt, that money starts working for her while she sleeps. While Mark is busy upgrading his life to match his new salary, Sarah is busy widening the gap between what she earns and what she spends. That gap is where wealth is born. The second factor is the social tax. This is a big one, especially in the US. We live in a culture that is obsessed with the appearance of success. Mark feels a subconscious pressure to look like he's making it. His friends go to expensive dinners, so he goes too. His neighbors buy a new SUV, so he starts browsing dealerships. He's paying a tax to a society that doesn't actually care about him. But Sarah has a different mindset. She understands that real wealth is what you don't see. It's the money that hasn't been spent on a luxury watch or a designer bag. She's comfortable being the poorest person in the room because she knows her bank account says otherwise. She has decoupled her self-worth from her net worth. When you stop trying to prove to strangers that you have money, you suddenly find yourself actually having it.
Then there's the dependency factor. Mark relies entirely on his paycheck. If his boss has a bad day or the economy dips, Mark's entire world collapses. Because he spends everything he earns, he has zero leverage. He has to say yes to every project, every overtime shift, and every bit of corporate stress because he's a slave to his monthly payments.
Sarah, however, has used her same income to buy something Mark doesn't have: leverage. By saving and investing, she has built what people in the finance world call FU money. It's not enough to retire yet, but it's enough to say no to a toxic work environment or to take a risk on a new business idea. Sarah isn't just richer in dollars, she's richer in freedom. And freedom is the ultimate currency. Let's get into the mechanics of how this looks over time, because this is where the math becomes staggering. Let's say Mark and Sarah both earn $6,000 a month. Mark spends $5,800. He's living well, but he's only saving $200. Sarah spends $4,500. She's still living a very decent life, but she's saving $1,500. At the end of 1 year, Mark has $2,400. Sarah has $18,000. That's a massive difference, but it's just the beginning. Fast forward 10 years with a modest 7% return. Mark has about $33,000. Sarah has over $250,000. They had the same job. They sat in the same meetings. They ate the same lunch. But one is $250,000 ahead of the other. That's not luck. That's a different operating system. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But life is expensive. I have kids. I have a mortgage. I have student loans. And you're right. The squeeze is real. But here's the hard truth. If you can't manage $50,000, you won't be able to manage $150,000. More money doesn't fix a broken bucket. It just pours more water through the holes. The people who end up rich on an average income are the ones who fixed their bucket early. They automated their savings. They prioritized their future selves over their current impulses. They realized that a deal on something you don't need is actually a 100% loss of your money. So, how do you start moving from Mark's camp to Sarah's camp? It starts with an audit. I want you to look at your last 3 bank statements and categorize every dollar. Not into food or rent, but into consumption versus investment. How much of your hard-earned time, because money is just a representation of your time, went into things that will be worth 0 in 5 years? And how much went into things that will grow? The goal isn't to live a life of deprivation. The goal is to live a life of intentionality. Sarah still goes on vacations, she still eats good food, but she does it with money that was allocated for it, not with money she's borrowing from her future. If you're feeling behind, don't panic. The best time to start was 10 years ago, but the second best time is right now. The squeeze of the middle class is getting tighter, and the only way to survive it is to stop playing the status game. Rich people stay rich by acting poor, and poor people stay broke by acting rich. It's a cliche because it's true. The moment you stop caring about the car your neighbor drives is the moment you start building your own empire. It's about realizing that every dollar is a worker, and you are the boss. Are you sending your workers out to bring back more money, or are you sending them out to be executed at the mall? Income is the fuel, but your mindset is the engine. You can have the best fuel in the world, but if your engine is broken, you're not going anywhere. I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt that pressure to keep up with the marks in your life? Or have you found a way to bridge that gap and start building real wealth? Drop a comment below. Let's have a real conversation about this, because the system isn't going to teach you this. You have to learn it yourself. Thanks for watching. If this hit home, hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to keep breaking down the reality of money in a way that actually makes sense for the real world. I'll see you in the next one.